Thank you to all to join my audio-visual classes of Repertory. I am Professor Dr. Daya Shankar. Today, I am telling something about the symptoms. As you know that symptoms is the main source of our selection of remedy. Which type of symptom? Hahnemann said, we take symptoms from the natural diseases and match with the symptoms of artificial disease, that is our medicine. So, what is the difference? Actually, the natural thing is quite different from artificial thing. But logically, we comprehend and try to find uncommon, peculiar of symptoms that is found in medicine, and similarly try to find in the disease natural that have to cure it. When you go through aphorism 153, Master Hahnemann says, what is the symptoms that we call as common, uncommon? Common means that in your mathematics also common symptom. It means such symptom that is found in so many drugs at a time. Similarly, the symptom very common among all persons that suffering a disease. You may say that the symptoms which diagnose the disease, useful for diagnosis of disease, that is a common symptom of the disease. But it is quite impossible in all patients suffering from a one disease and have all symptoms. सभी बीमारी में, सभी रोगी में उस बीमारी का 100% सिम्टम हो ऐसा संभव नहीं है. There is so every individual have some peculiar manifestation in the disease. That is, we say uncommon, peculiar, try to find. As for example, if taking the symptoms of aconite, highly restless, fear of death, agony. Similarly, fear of death we also find in case of arsenic. But the situation of aconite is quite different from the arsenic. Similarly, fear of death in rastus also, quite different. Aconite is highly anxious, he highly fear of death because he predicts the time he will die, etc. But arsenic is affirmed that my disease is incurable. My disease is incurable. In spite of that, he wants some miracle in my case. So he moved physician to physician. Rastus, he always suspects to his own person, close person, that he thinks that they are doing some plotting against he may give poison, etc. Difference you see here, fear of death, quite different. Similarly, so many symptoms, as like thirst, aconite thirst, arsenic thirst, quite different. But thirst is the common among all. But manifestation are different. So such differences which individualize the patient also individualize the remedy, that we select remedy. I think that's all. Now, we are dealing about some which we say Uncommon. Uncommon characterized by a striking, singular, uncommon, peculiar. Which one is striking? Suppose that a Colossian pain, Brainia pain, slightest touch aggravates the pain. Slightest movement aggravates the pain. But Brainia feels better when lying on painful side by pressure. Similarly, Colosynth have colic. Magnesia also have colic, similar colic. Diascoria differs among all by the modalities that diascoria feels better when bending backwards. Now here differences is that in which colic Colosyn is more indicated and in which colic diascoria is more indicated. Modalities are the basic difference between the colosynth and diascoria. When you go through magnesia phos, very difficult to differentiate them. But one thing, so I am telling about the importance of mental symptom. Physically, we are unable to differentiate. Modality is same, posture same, everything is same. Bending double etc. One can go in detail. But one thing that is peculiar to colosyn, that colosyn is more irritable during pain, while magnesia phos is not irritable during pain. This differentiating point of irritability during colic is the uncommon, peculiar to the colosyn. So such way we want to select the symptoms that are uncommon, peculiar, that helps in individualizing the patient, helps in individualizing the remedy, and that similitude cure the disease perfectly. Also, so next point, uncommon symptoms are those symptoms that infrequently appeared in a disease or found in proving. So, which symptoms are infrequently come? That is uncommon. Not frequently come. Frequently come, that is common. So, here the uncommon, that not frequently come, and variability of symptoms gives us more value because it is rarely appear. As for example, a patient suffering from sciatica pain, some feels better when walking, some feels better when sitting, some feels better when lying. And very few, only nephilium, that is numbness, tingling, more prominent in the sciatica case. Just for example, I am telling about a case. A patient suffering from asthma, palpitation of heart, asthma. You know well, the asthmatic are unable to go upstairs. But in case of ranunculus bulbosus, patient feels better when going upstairs. But he very difficult to walk on floor. So this is uncommon, peculiar of asthma case or in that individual case. So many remedy in our mathematica, we say remedy of contradiction, like ignatia. feels better when taking solid thing, throat pain, and worse when taking liquid. This is just opposite. When urging of a stool, desire go away, agnosia. So, anacardium, a dart-like feeling in the rectum. So, such symptom that you find in Materia Medica, which Dr. Allens collected them very nicely in his Allen's keynotes, or Dr. Nash, leaders of homeopathy. There are so many symptoms pull up that uncommon, peculiar, and that should be compared to find simillimum. Here, the simillimum is not differences and correspondence. What is differences and correspondence? Difference in each medicine differs in its effects from all others. Each medicine differs in effects from all others, and it is the difference, not the correspondence. That correspondence means that correspond. A symptom follow the other. A difference is quite different here. So difference is not a correspondence to others. As for example, host of symptoms may be common. Host of symptoms may be common in different drugs. It's a cough. If you go on for cough, there are 30 to 40 medicine. But cough relieved after drinking of sip of cold water, it is only causticum. So this is the differences, not the correspond. कब को नहीं कर रहा है, ये इंडिविजुअल है. Next, characteristics of symptom, very important. Which symptoms we call characteristics? I have already told you about the selection of symptom में scientific and artistic. In evaluation of symptom, the scientific part, that you collect all symptom and take all medicine of each symptom and added them. This is called mathematical. Very lengthy work, very hard. When, and the artistic part, to eliminating the symptoms. We eliminate the common symptom and take only uncommon, peculiar. The elimination of the symptom is called as artistic part of the evaluation. You can see in Kent Repertory, Dr. Kent gives the example for how eliminate. A case comes as for high fever. High fever, body hot, restless, agony, but the extremities are cold. Body पूरा गर्म है और extremities are cold. The coldness of the extremities is the eliminating symptom from common symptom of the fever. So the elimination, this is called as artistic part in the evaluation of symptoms. Next, which symptom that we individualize? An individualizing symptom is one belonging to the patient rather than pathology involving a local part or the disease. The unmodified, unrestrained expression of the inner self of the patient. There were symptoms during unconsciousness are of great value, as in sleep, in delirium, or when entirely alone, infancy, early childhood, when modesty fashion is equate. The inhibition have no restraining or perverting influence upon the patient natural self. कहाँ पर आपको पेशेंट अगर अनकॉन्शियस है, डिलीरियस है, पेशेंट अनकॉन्शियस है, डिलीरियस है, एग्जाम्पल अर्निका, अर्निका in delirious condition, sleep in the mid of answer, and similarly baptasia. So pyrogen, but when I start, we will start from where he stopped, baptasia. Arnica again start, है ना? You can see the balance निकाल. देखो अर्निका में क्या लिखा है, स्लीप मिला, लॉग हाँ. When spoken to answer correctly, but unconsciousness delirium at once return, fall asleep in the mid of the sentence. It is the arnica. Similarly, in the case of baptasia, stupor, falls asleep while being spoken to or in the mid of his answer, in the mid of the answer. जब भी बोला while spoken to answer correctly, but delirium returns at once, that is arnica. So here the delirious condition. So different, this is the or pure symptom, highest value, because patient is unconscious. So these are called as individualizing symptoms. So therefore, here we see how we evaluate the symptom, which symptom give highest value, and for proper evaluation, you must have proper knowledge of Mathematica. Thoroughly studied Mathematica can help you to individualize judicially and rationally. Thank you all.